Thickosaurus Podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Thickosaurus Podcast. I am your host for this episode. I am Melissa, and we have the lovelies,
Molly,
Michelle,
Anna.
Woo woo. This is episode 119. Yeah. Again, it's my episode, and so we are in October now of 2025, and I just wanted to speak about things that I'm learning in 2025, okay? Especially with feelings, okay? Because a lot of people don't feel their feelings. Yeah, and they don't. They push their feelings away all the time, you know? And so there was just something on my mind that I have been learning all throughout 2025, kind of thing, with all these changes and stuff. And I think one of the things is that things and feelings can coexist at the same time. Okay.
What you mean?
things and feelings?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Can coexist at the same time.
Okay.
For example, grief and joy can coexist at the same time.
Yes.
Fear and courage, anxiety and resilience, mistakes and growth, being strong and needing help, and like remembering and forgiving can all coexist at the same time. And I think especially with us Hmong people, us Hmong women, I feel like we weren't taught that we can feel both of those at the same time. Because I feel like we were always taught that, oh, that's wrong. You can't feel like that. Don't feel like that.
Or like this should be done this way.
Yes. Kind of thing. And so it's just something that I have been navigating all of 2025, you know, losing all my jobs and feeling like I'm not going anywhere and all that crap. And I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. 2025 is not the year, obviously, because we didn't even have a summer song.
Oh.
Yeah, we did not have a summer bop this year. It was Jet 2 Holiday.
Not a song, but
Darling, hold my hand. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Wow.
You know, yeah, that's sad when we don't have a summer bop, you know?
We did have a summer bop, but it was about throwing hands.
Yeah. Wait, which bop?
No, Johnny, hold my hand. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday.
Yeah, that was it, you know? And I'm like, yeah, 2025 was just not it for any of us, I want to say.
no.
And if it was for you, then damn, you are blessed. But, yeah, me, a lot of people in my family, a lot of my friends, yeah, 2025 was just not the year. And, yeah, so I've been sitting with the fact, you know, that it's okay to have different feelings and have them coexist at the same time. Because, again, we weren't taught that you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to have conflicting feelings inside of you. You're allowed to be sad and happy at the same time, kind of thing. And, you know, like some Hmong parents or some Hmong people are always like for examples that I always see, like during like funerals and stuff, some people are always like, so-and-so didn't even like cry. Like that was their husband's like funeral and she wasn't even crying. So therefore it must have not meant a lot to that person.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just kind of like, I don't think that's what that means, but sure, I'm just gonna agree to stop talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna agree to stop talking to you, but deep down inside, I'm like, you're wrong. But, you know, just stuff like that, where, like, people are just not, if they don't express their feelings, then they're wrong, kind of thing.
Yeah, then there's something wrong with them.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that's just something that I'm learning, again, with my job losses this year, and again, getting kicked off my high tower and then starting back from the bottom again, and feeling that, like, maybe I should be happy where I am now, but at the same time, I'm sad because, you know, I have to start all over again, and that's just shitty. And the world's on fire. We're going backwards than going forwards with things, and so I just wanted to say that they can coexist at the same time. Okay, and you should not feel guilty about that whatsoever. That's healthy. That's normal. Kind of thing. And so, yeah, that's just some things that's been heavy on my mind and that I've been thinking about. Again, it's just with my work and everything that's happening right now. So, you know, the feeling of wanting more, but at the same time you can't, and so therefore you're kind of grieving the life that you once had or that you wanted to have, but still be holding gratitude for being where you are now, kind of thing. So, yeah. What about you guys? You guys have any discussions on that?
Feeling two feelings at the same time. That's me every day as a mom.
Do tell. Explain to us who are not moms.
Well, you know, because it's like what a lot of people out there don't know is that well, I'm sure they know, but they don't really know unless they know, like they have kids themselves, type of thing. Like that, it's I don't even want to say it out loud because it makes the parents sound like bad parents.
Well, don't. This is a safe space. Like no
Right.
parent guilt, mom guilt, or nothing.
Right.
And plus, it's giving transparency to people who potentially may want to be parents, but want to know.
Yeah.
Something you wish someone would say.
That's true. But yes, for as a mom, as a parent, there will be times where you wish you didn't have your kids. Like, I wouldn't say like you regret it, but it's more of like, well, for me, it's more like I should have waited a little longer. Or there are times where I'm kind of like, damn it, why did I even want kids? And it's usually not the kid's fault. It's more of like on yourself, because it's kind of like, why did I want kids? You know? Because, I mean, I know why, but just in general, because of like the Hmong culture, it's always hammered into our heads to have kids. Like, that's just our end goal in life.
Yeah, it's socially
is
normal
to have kids. Always have kids. Always have kids, because it's going to make your family and your elders or whatever happy, because their family line is continuing, right? But as time goes on, as my kids are getting older, and as our world is changing, not for the better, it's kind of like, oh my God, why did I have kids? Because now, I mean, my boys are lucky enough because they're boys, they're males, so they're somewhat privileged in a way, at least in the Hmong community. But I don't know, it's just the world nowadays is just so much harder and so much stupider that it scares me to know that that's the kind of world that they're growing up in. And so, yeah, part of me does regret having kids, because kind of like, why would I have kids in a world that's not safe for them, like at all? You know, because there's so many people out there who, especially with the Hmong community, who are always like, I want to have kids, I want to have kids, I want to get married and have kids. I'm getting old, you know. My biological clock is ticking. And it's kind of like, so? Because having kids is not all as it's cracked to be. You know? For the people, because I know in early parenthood, when I only had Liam, and like I had the older generation, like the elder millennials, I guess you could say, the ones that graduated a couple years before me, they hadn't had kids yet, and they would always ask me, how do you like it? Is it worth it having kids or a child? And of course, me being doo-doo-doo back then, a baby having a baby basically, I'm just like, yeah, it's like, it's great. You know, it's, what is that word? Not accomplishing, but it's fulfilling. There you go. Because you're like because you're taking care of this little human life that you created, and you're teaching them how to be a good person, and all this and all of that. And it's kind of like, you think that that's great and like that's all there is to it, but no. What people don't tell you is, while you're doing that, you lose your sense of self. You if you have unhealed wounds, then you bleed onto that kid without even knowing it, and so on and so forth. So it's, like I said, it's not all it's cracked up to be. It's not all sunflowers and sunshine when having children. You know, as a lot of you know, going into public, the mall, Target, Walmart, or whatever, you hear all of those demon of childs that are like screaming and like wailing and begging for stuff and whatnot. And you yourself, you're kind of there by yourself, and you're like, ooh, hate to be them, hate to be that mom, da da da. And yeah, it sucks being that mom, that parent, where your child is on the ground kicking and screaming. You have to pick them up and walk out of the store like super embarrassed and hoping nobody calls the police, thinking that you're stealing a child. You know? So, for me, being a parent, yes, while it is fulfilling and it's fun to be a parent, to watch your little gremlins grow and stuff like that, because they're just so cute and so squishy and stuff like that, you know? But then you forget that they grow up. They grow up to be kids, or toddlers, kids, preteens, teenagers, adults. That a lot of parents don't realize that they are parenting these children to become functional adults in this crumbling society of ours. So it's fulfilling, yet it's frightening at the same time. You know, it's like you love your kids, but there are times where you also hate them. You know, so it's...
Would it be like not hate but tolerate?
Yes.
How much you can tolerate is like, tested.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking about what you said in the beginning, that you said that it's bad on the parents, but I think it's the opposite of what you think, because I'm not a parent myself, but if you think about the the idea of a bad parent, they wouldn't even consider, worrying about how people would think of them as a parent. Mm-hmm. They would just, go on their lives and just doing whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually the opposite of what you think. I think that you are a good parent for you to worry about that.
Worry if I'm being a good parent?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is. And that, like that whole conversation that you said, that they asked you if parenthood is worth it, and you said yes back then.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that a portion of you did mean it because
Yes.
you did enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's like, that's like a conversation that I always think to myself too. It's like, when do you know when you're ready to have kids? And I've like done all the research online, and I've looked, and a lot of people are kind of like on the fence. They're like, if you're on the fence, then no. And then
Yes.
it's like, yeah, that's true, I guess, to a certain point. Because I've seen some people say that, at first they were a no kids, no mindset,
Yeah.
and they didn't want to. But then they finally, got to a point where whatever they did for on their own time, they kind of got bored and they were ready to, like raise human beings or raise another person's life, like, or help,
Yeah.
And just the way of them framing it like that, it was basically an indication that they were ready. Because they were like, I was done doing my, like I kind of got bored doing my own thing in life, or my own things, I've done all I could.
And now I'm
Yeah.
just ready to share it.
Yes,
in
that's
a way.
what she was saying, yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty much like that. The question to, am I ready? Or me and my partner ready? And stuff like that. Because when you were talking about that, it reminded me of this TikTok that I watched. I think it was you who shared it. I don't remember. But it was a guy. It was a young man. He was telling a story about when he had asked his mom at one point, how do you know when you're ready to have kids, right? And of course, kids will ask questions like that. And the way his mom answered was when a man and a woman love each other, or a partner and a partner love each other, they need to understand that they both fill up this cup, right? They both put this they both put energy into this cup, into this relationship. But they both need to realize that they both need to realize that they may not be putting in the same energy into the cup at the same time. Like one might be putting more in while the other one's not putting as much in, but the one who's putting more is there to help support the other one, to help them put more energy in and stuff like that. So basically build each other up and be each other's support, correct? So she says, as that couple grows together and as that cup fills up, when that cup is full enough to where it starts to overflow, like continuously overflow of like love and connection and maturity and emotions and stuff like that, then that's when you bring in another cup, which is a child, to start filling them up with that same energy. And so when he said that, his mom said that, I'm just kind of like, oh my God, that is so true.
Yeah, because if, for example, if a couple, if they're not filling up that cup, we know those couples who are like, oh, a kid will solve our problems. So therefore, you're going to have a kid out of
A half-foot filled cup.
Yeah.
And it's like nothing's going into that kid.
Yeah.
Because you're so busy fighting each other that you leave that little cup empty.
Yeah, or maybe that the first cup is empty and everything is going into the kid. And
Yeah.
then, like, they have nothing there.
Mm-hmm.
So, because their whole purpose is to fill both cups up.
Yeah. To keep yours filled and overflowed while filling theirs as well.
Yeah. But but it's still a problem if that
Yeah.
first cup is not full.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely, yes.
that kid cup is full. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's still a huge problem.
Yes. So I just thought that was a great example of how to explain it to a child, because hell, I didn't even think of it that way.
Yeah.
Because I know for damn sure that me and Child's cup was not full and overflowing when we had Liam. We were still struggling just to get to the top,
Yeah.
you know? So for those who are wondering when is a good time to have kids, think of that, because it's like a lot of people think they're ready for kids just because they're financially stable, but it takes a lot more than just financial stability to raise a child. because you also have to put in mental stability, emotional stability, and all that stuff into that cup as well, not just money.
And it's not just a child, it's going to be eventually a whole nother person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you're raising them to be, is to be a functional person, hopefully one day.
Yes, exactly. So lots of feelings, tolerating them, loving them, kind of mad at yourself because you didn't do all the stuff in your life that you wanted, but then you're happy with your life because you have your kids and your husband type of thing. So yeah, you're constantly, pulling at both of those. So having two feelings is fine, perfectly normal, to be happy with your life, but kind of wish you had done more stuff before having what you have now. Now, would I ever go back in time and redo it a different way? I mean, like I said, I would probably have my kids later on instead of as quickly as I did.
Like, how, if you could do that, how much later would it be?
But then, okay, sorry, but I'm like, but when you and Chow got married though, and when you guys had Liam, I didn't think that was quick.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't think that was
I think
quick.
she was
No.
talking about it within her age, because she was so young.
I think just mentally and culturally wise, I was ready, because I wanted a kid, because all of these little girls that I used to hang out with, they got married first before I did. They had kids before I did, so I felt like I had to catch up.
Like a milestone.
Yeah.
Like, you always have to.
You had to check off.
You have to
your
check
box.
off. Yeah, it's
Yes.
like the pressure from, the society saying that you're married now, so next is a kid,
Yes.
and then a house and all that stuff, whatever, and you already got everything except for your kids.
Yeah, and like Liz said, it did not happen fast for me and Chow. It took us about 5 years before we even got pregnant. And for going back to your question of what I would have done differently, is within 20 to 25 years old, I should have went back to school during the whole time. I mean, I was in school, but I think I should have went back to school for something, what do you call it? A little more fulfilling and made money. Yeah. Because, yeah, me and Chow talk about all the time. It's like during those 5 years, we could have gone back to school and became like a nurse or whatever. Chow could have went back to school and become whatever that he wants to do before we even had Liam. But all those 5 years, what did we do? All we did was grind. But then with all that grinding that we did, we didn't really have much in our bank accounts to show for it. Because during that time, we bought a house that took like a good 90% chunk of our savings and stuff like that. And then along with that, you have to pay mortgage every single month. You pay utilities every single month. We have cars to pay insurance and everything for. So all of that was just a whirlwind thing. And of course, and within all that, we wanted to add a kid to that. So yeah, if I were to go back in time, I would wait to have kids. Or like being 25 and having my first kid was fine at that time, being 25. But again, from 20 to 25, I wish I had gone back to school. Yeah, back to school, got a degree in something in the medical field, and then maybe done some traveling or so within those 5 years before popping out a kid. So that's what I would have done differently.
Okay. I think it was probably, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I lost my train of thought. But I can see what you mean by saying that, grieving the life that you could have had, because I see that online all the time where parents are like, I don't hate my life right now, but I am grieving a part of myself that I could have had. I'm with my kids now, and they do take up most of my time, but then I am grieving a part where I remember I didn't have any kids, and I can just take a nap or do whatever I wanted or something like that.
Yeah, leave the house whenever without having to, wait for your kids to get dressed, put their shoes on and stuff like that. That freedom of just, flittering off type of thing. So yes, while I am grieving what could have been, it's like I'm happy with what I have as well.
That's what I remember what I was going to say now. Because I remember a conversation that we had a while back, And I think you had mentioned a long time ago that in your mind you had this idea that after you get married, you're wanting to have kids by a certain age. I feel like you remember you saying this at one point.
Uh-huh.
And I think that it all really goes back to everybody just being transparent so that the little girls and little boys, when they're young and they see someone that's married, we're not hiding anything. Because marriage, relationship, being in charge of your family and taking care of them, it's hard work and it's not easy. And I think that when you're kids, you think that everything is just, like, oh yeah, everything is cool, but it's actually, harder than that.
Yeah, it's not the same as playing house.
Because I remember, in my head, I did have an idea too, yeah, I'm gonna have yeah, don't judge me. I was like, I'm gonna have 10 kids or something, eh?
Yeah. I was just gonna say, in a dream world, okay, I think with you having, I guess, Liam back then and having all your kids back then versus now where everything is just going to hell.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you wouldn't have known back then what's happening now. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so I feel like if now had not had happened this way, and let's just say we were still progressing and, all that stuff, then I don't think it would have been such a big heartbreak for all of us millennials at this point in our lives. But just with everything going downhill with the government and money and all that crap, I think that's why a lot of millennials are fucking mad. Why we're all burnt out.
Yes, we are burnt out, tired.
But if we had, in a perfect world, what it should have been, that would have been a lot helpful.
Is that safe?
So,
sorry, our laptop's doing something. Okay.
I had to do that because if
But
not, it was going to reset.
I have to look. I saw this thing online because a lot of people do feel like, the world burning right now. It's not responsible to have a kid.
yeah.
But at the same time, I have to see if I can find that quote. When you're ready, let me see if I can look at it. Oh, geez. I can type.
Ready to have kids?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
R.I.P. Asada Khan. She was... she was someone that... I only know a little bit. I have to do research on her, but she was someone that basically fought for a lot of things, and something happened and she had to run away basically and try to live her free life.
Yeah.
But there was I don't know where the quote is, but when I find it, it's basically saying something like, I'm not gonna let the monsters kill the children in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm going to show them the world, the best way that I can. But the last thing I would do is let them kill the children in my mind. Because a lot of people, they have that conversation. They're like, oh, there's just so many bad people out there, and they just keep having kids. And then, everybody else that's actually, rational, they are like, I don't want to bring a kid into this world. That's horrible. But then at the same time, it's don't let that stop you, and you can show them a world that's better through your lens.
Yeah, exactly. The whole anxiety and resilience feeling that we were talking about. Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah. I don't know. I feel like it's so funny because I think about this sometimes. I feel like Michelle's living the life that I wanted in my head, and I feel like I'm living in the life that Michelle now wants. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Flip.
And it's because it's two different, well, not really two different generations, but like two ends of the spectrum, I guess you can say.
Two ends of the same stick, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just find that so fascinating because again, yeah, I'm still grieving that too, where like, oh, I'm not where I want to be with my life. Like I really wanted what Michelle did, get married young, have kids by 25, and then call it a day
Yeah.
kind of thing. And so there are times where I still grieve that and that it didn't happen, but at the same time I'm like, I'm grateful that that didn't happen, because again, I wouldn't be who I am if that had happened.
And it might have been with you, who shall not be named too.
Yeah. With the person, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's like, are you grateful or is it more like, thank God?
Yeah. Thank God. Thank God.
Oh,
you
my
know?
God. Yeah.
And so, yeah, like, again, thinking about it back then, I'm like, dang, Melissa, you would have not been a good because you would have talked back.
Mm-hmm.
Like, either one, I would have talked back, or two, I would have just cried the entire time and just let it happen.
Oh, I found the quote.
Oh, okay.
Sorry to interrupt you. I am about life. I'm going to live as hard as I can and full as I can until I die. And I'm not letting these parasites, these oppressors, these greedy racist swine make me kill my children in my mind before they are even born. R.I.P. I need to read about her.
Yeah. And so there's also like other sayings too online where they're like, the reason why they kept pushing us women to have children before 25 is because our frontal lobe develops after 25. And therefore they want to trick us into
Having kids
before we are like, you know what?
Huh.
No.
Yeah.
I don't like that idea.
This reminds me when I was about Anna's thing where she's like, I want to like 10 kids. And I'm like, that's how I thought back in the day too, until I found out that like the outcome or what happens to the girl, the lady, the mom during all that. And I'm like, oh, hell no. I don't want to do that.
You wanted 10 kids too?
I wanted a big family too, but then I realized I'm like, oh, that's going to have a big impact on me.
Well, I realized that the desire for me to have such a big family was because I was, as you know, Dun Tai Law, the eldest daughter, like you're the second mom by association, by birth order, I should say, and
by default.
I just thought, oh my God, I love children. Oh, I love watching them, right? But then through therapy and self-healing, oh my gosh, I don't know if I like children like that. And also, that wasn't me. That wasn't my true desire. That was what people were telling me that I liked doing that. And then I realized that I also was in like my fight or flight mode that whole time, and I never really like actually settled in my mind. Like I was just kind of, constantly like Energizer Bunny.
Yes.
Like, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, mom. Yes, mom.
Yes, mom. Yes, dad. Yes,
dad.
dad.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am a good daughter.
Yeah.
People.
As a fellow eldest daughter, yes, it was like that.
Tell me that I'm doing good. Yeah.
I mean-
Ding, ding, ding.
But see, though, for me, I always hated having to watch my siblings. Not because I hated them, but
She hates your guts.
I was
No,
like,
I
that's
would-
new.
And I would agree because that's just the way our parents were and our like aunts and uncles were back in the day, which I wouldn't blame her.
yeah, I just absolutely hated it when they made me watch them because, again, we become the default second mom, right? So I am always stuck watching the kids and not be able to go be a kid, go play with my friends, have fun or whatever. But instead, I have one of these kids
Attached
on
to
my
your
hip, walking around while my parents are doing whatever that they're doing. So because of that, I didn't want very many kids. If
Man,
any.
I still want to know what flipped inside here that made you think no.
For
Because in my when the way that I was like, I think I remember you guys saying
to
that.
be like rebellious.
Yes, because I remember you guys saying that basically the way that you guys were raised, questioning or talking back is not allowed, right?
Yeah.
So then, but for me, it's not allowed, and the consequences happened if I did. So there was a follow through, and that's why I never did. You know,
There was a follow through for us too.
Yeah, there was.
it just
But
wasn't
I
as
think-
harsh as mine.
Yeah, I don't think it was as harsh, nor was it like 100% all the time.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, mine was every time. That's why I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but for me, Dad would always like make certain threats, and yes, sometimes he would follow through with it, and other times he won't. So growing up and realizing that, I just called his bluff every single time.
Damn, you're like, you are inconsistent. Let's see.
Exactly. You know, I see that, and it's kind of like, man, you full of shit.
Nuh-uh, not my dad. He always followed through because it was like, whoop-ah!
Oh.
Yeah. So what clicked in my head, like you were
Yes.
saying,
Yes,
for me to
yes.
fight back
I
was
feel like this will help other older kids that have a lot of younger siblings, not just the girls, because the guys have to do it too. Like my brother had to watch all of us too. But yeah.
I think what started clicking
Click.
in my head was just kind of like, oh, this is not fair type of thing. It's because I know that, because we're Hmong, we're Asian, right? We just have a certain culture to us, whereas the typical Caucasian family, they don't have that kind of thing. So I always wondered, why don't they have to do all that stuff and whatnot? And I have to do all of this. And like one reason why is because one, they don't have as many siblings as we do. You know, and two, I know it's because of it's a cultural difference and whatever whatnot. But in school, they would always teach us, you know, to speak your mind. If you have something to say it, type thing. So being brought up super Americanized compared to, say, you, I just started saying whatever was on my mind. Because it was not fair that I had to do this when all the other kids didn't have to.
It probably helped too that the reason why it took me so long to get out of Ba Sing Se was, or it's not, but I think it was because like I also was in a really big Hmong community too. Remember, I was surrounded by that, and so it was highly encouraged to just be submissive, no matter what your age is, what you're suffering through. It will build character. And it wasn't said that out loud, but it was assumed. So all I had was this build rage. It's okay, dude. You're older. It's just tolerate it. It's, you know, oh, you should know better. You blah, blah, all that.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was just kind of like, okay. And one day I just cracked.
I just remember another thing that helped, you know, completely flip the switch for me was I always liked boys. Okay,
She was freaked out. Reporting live. This is Anna from the Thicosaurus. She was a freak. Just kidding.
No, because I don't know why, but I was just always so attracted to, you know, the opposite gender. I always thought boys were cute, or certain boys were cute, you know. Oh, excuse me, sorry, burped. Yes, I would always find somebody cute or whatever, and then as I got older, I started to realize that I wasn't allowed to date. It was never said though. Okay, it was never flat out said you can't date, you can't have a boyfriend, you can't do this and this and that. So I did not know that I couldn't until I did. And then that's when the flip switched, because it's kind of, they couldn't give me a reason why, except for the whole cultural thing or whatever, right?
Or like their answer was, because I said so.
Yeah. You know, and not only that, all the little boys that I liked were white. Okay,
Like that white chocolate.
I was like,
because that's all that was available.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all that was available
We
in
were the
school.
only
That probably
Hmong
freaked
people
them out
here.
because they, like they want you to stay with Hmong, so they're probably like, no, not our daughter, not our daughter.
It was
Yeah.
funny because for them it was the white boys, and then for me it was Mexicans.
Yeah.
That's because more Mexicans came into the scene around your time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was saying.
Either
Yeah,
way,
for me it was
white
Mexican.
people.
Either way, like I said, I'm pretty sure your parents were like, not my daughter.
Yes.
But like the thing is that like, but why would you? What I don't understand is like, why would you want us to? What's the word? Is it assimilate into the American culture and then question like, why don't you like Hmong people? Or why
Yes.
can't you speak Hmong? And I'm
Yes.
like, you taught us to Americanize. You taught us
Yes.
to think like Americans. You taught us.
When in
How
Rome,
to-
do as the Romans do.
Yeah, you taught us. We visually watched you say no, and that made me think, oh, I have choices because my dad's able to say no and go do something else. So that's what's in our mind, and then you get mad at us.
when we follow suit.
Yeah, when we
Dang.
mimic you.
Kids do learn by actions. not
Yes,
by
yeah,
words.
I do.
Yeah.
And so that's why when with my dad, my parents, and them or other Hmong people, when they're like, "Why can't you just listen?" and it's just like, because that's not what we were taught. I mean, it was at one point, but when we started seeing that we have choices, then your choice is not what I'm going to choose, kind of thing. And I don't care
Yeah.
if you don't like me from it. I don't care.
yeah.
You know?
It's like they say, like you reap what you sow. you
Yeah.
know?
That's why I'm like, why teach us to assimilate? Because we don't have any other Hmong families around us.
The only thing I'm thinking about is that I bet your parents, since they were like one of the only or few Asian people here, I think that around their time they probably got bullied a lot and stuff. So they probably did that through survival, thinking that that is a way to thrive and that nobody will pick on us through
Yeah.
status.
Yes.
and
Yes.
all of that. So I'm thinking that that's what they did, but then they also are conflicted by cultural too,
Yes.
Yeah.
because they're like, not my daughters. They would not give with a Caucasian or one of those
From the
Mexicans.
The Caucasus.
Like even like with me in high school, like whenever I asked like to go to like a friend's house, they would always ask, "What are they? Are they white? Are they Hmong?"
Hmong or whatever.
Yeah, they still would ask me, and I'm like, "She's Hmong."
Oh hell, I didn't even bother to ask because the answer was always no.
Yeah, and I was like, "She's Hmong." They're like, "Oh, okay," and I'm just like,
Michelle was like, I didn't ask because I said I'm going and I will go without your permission.
Yep, I did that
Yeah.
on a couple occasions. Yes.
Yeah, I did not have the guts to do that. The only ever time I ever snuck away was to go to work, but I went shopping like 30 minutes away from work.
See, because I learned
It's
early.
extreme.
I learned early on that it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Yeah,
Because-
I'm learning that from you guys.
Because with
This is me. I'm a okay. I not to toot my own horn, but I am a good girl. I really am. I really am a good girl.
She's learning how to rebel from pastors' daughters.
I'm learning.
kids,
I'm
yeah.
learning a lot of bad stuff. No, just kidding. It's not bad. I've learned that it's okay to lie. I mean, you're not doing bad stuff like murdering or going to do drugs or anything like that. But it's kind of like sometimes your parents, they can't seem to get out of this whole mindset that my child is now at the age where they can make their own decisions, and I need to trust
Yeah.
that what I taught them will get them through. Or if they are in trouble, because that might happen, that they can come to me. You know, the world is a scary place, but then at the same time, I don't have to know everything. I just have to trust that they'll do the right thing, or at least come to me if they need help.
yes, you know, but with our dad, he just couldn't let go of that control and stuff because he doesn't see it as being smart or like taking it as like to trust us to do what he taught us unless we are always in his view, one, and two, if we just do as he says.
I'm pretty sure that has, like I said, a lot to do with how he was treated when he was younger, before
Yes.
all of you guys were conceived from his balls. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, because I recall that my dad, he was naughty as hell. He said that he got into a lot of fights when he was in high school, and he said that half the time he was having to fight a lot of the other people that kept picking on the other Hmong people. That was, he said, most of the fights were just that, trying to like defend my Hmong brothers, whatever, from being picked on and stuff. And I was like, okay, so it probably was really bad back then.
Yeah, I'm sure.
pretty
But
sure.
you know,
Yeah.
but our dad was definitely not the physical type like yours.
No.
Our dad was kind of like,
He'll
"It's
probably be the
okay."
peacemaker one.
Yes.
Yes.
He'd be
No,
like,
he probably thought that that was the way to resolve it.
yeah.
My dad resolved things with fists and kicks.
See, I would rather.
Your
much-
dad resolved it by trying to keep the peace.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I just thought of a memory.
He
I would just say I asked my dad again about the OG that he beat the shit out of. I said at old age, like he already had us already.
Oh.
I did ask him recently. I said, why did you do that? He goes, because she was disrespectful. I said, she? And I said, what did you do? And he basically said he roundhouse kicked her.
Oh
I
my
asked
god.
him, I said, why did you do that? And then he goes, because she was being plain disrespectful. And I told her to stop more than once, and she wouldn't. So I said, you better watch your mouth. And then she just kept
He
going.
just Bruce
said,
Lee her.
"Ka-chow."
Yeah.
But anyway, that's why I'm feisty, too. I told my dad, I was like, okay, so basically you can do that so I can fight them. Thank you.
As I said, we are our father's
Daughters.
Worst nightmare. We are literally a mini me.
We
of
are their
them.
karma. Okay.
Yeah, because I asked my dad and I was like, oh, okay. I'm starting to understand why I'm the way I am. Anyway, go ahead. What were you saying? That flashed in my mind because I asked him like last month about that.
I don't remember.
What you were gonna say?
Yeah, what I was gonna say.
Anyway, back to what I
Oh,
was
I
saying.
remember what I was gonna say.
what?
I was gonna say our dad is very Li Gang, like very. You watched the movie of Li Gang where he's very
I hate
like.
that movie. Everybody kept marketing that movie to me as a love story. It is not a love story, guys.
No, it's not.
It is about how
Men ain't shit. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what it is.
I hate to say it.
But no,
Any other
But you know how
universe.
like Li Gang was very like,
For context, this is a very old
like
Lao
80s.
I think Lao or Thai movie.
Yeah.
Tie him.
And it was my hair is falling apart. And it was Hmong dubbed, and
Yeah.
it's Li Gang and who?
Maxi.
Maxi. So
But anyway, but he's very what like Li Gang.
Yeah, because you know Li Gang, he went to school, he came back, and he's kind of like not only like the elder of the village, but like maybe like the son of the elder or whatever.
respected.
He's very respectful. He's very like he talks it out. You know, and it's
Avoiding
just-
conflict, like actual physical conflict.
no,
Yeah,
he uses his brains before
Yes.
Yeah.
using his fists.
Yes. And so to me, every time I watch that movie, I'm just like, this must be Dad's like
Motivation.
role model. Because I remember watching Li Gang a lot in the past.
Oh, that was a big hit for our dads back then. Okay.
Yeah. And so I'm like, maybe that's where Dad got like,
Where he modeled it from.
yeah, some model from it. Because Li Gang was very like
Talk
very
it out.
well respected, and we'll talk it out kind of thing. And I'm gonna say no, but if you want to go, you can go, but I'm gonna stay, kind of thing. So I think to me, that's where Dad kind of got his role model from. Yeah. But anyways,
If
sorry,
Li Gang
that
don't got
was what
no
I was gonna
haters,
say.
I'm dead. That's
Like
all
I said,
gotta say.
who knows? Maybe we have to watch the original Thai version.
He still got tempted. He still laid. That girl had no panties on. You know it.
I know.
She got no panties on.
I don't know, but from what we saw, yes.
She had no panties on.
Yes.
Probably got no bra on underneath that. And she said, "Oh, let's just be a friend. A friend with what? My hole? I do
Don't
not.
be scared to be my friend. Is what it was.
Oh my gosh.
Like I said, I don't know. But yeah, no, men ain't shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but that's what I'm just saying. That's probably where he got it from. The whole trying to talk it out kind of thing.
But I can see that. But I am very interested though if your dad will ever throw hands. So
No.
No.
I
would
feel
not.
like he does have a fighter spirit though. I think if he was pushed in the corner, he will.
Yeah, see, I don't think so.
Physically, with physical hands, probably not.
I think if he was pushed in the corner, I don't think that he would really ever do it. I think if he really had to, he would.
Yeah, I guess.
But is he good at it? I don't know. Sorry.
I can see
Pastor
mom doing it.
Charles.
Yeah, I can see mom.
I can see mom.
I mean, she always, has her fists ready already. But I'm saying that after she's used up all her strength and she's going to say tap in and then he's going to come in. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
like
yeah, I
he
guess
will
so,
go
yeah.
in.
I still can't see it. I'm sorry. But that's just me.
Yeah. I feel like. Well, actually, now that he's kind of like relaxed a little bit, not so crazy from church. Maybe.
Oh, I see it in his eyes. I see a fighter, but that's just me.
Yeah.
When he's really angry and I see it and he's trying to calm himself.
Yes.
When he said, "Oh, really?" That one time,
Yes.
I said, "Oh, that's not Pastor Charles. That is Pastor Charles."
What? Oh, really? What's that? What was that about?
Something about like that one time when we all got together and he was talking about how a member of the community was saying XYZ and then he basically knew the truth and
Oh.
he said, "Oh, really?" When he said that, you can hear the rage.
Yeah.
And you can see it. And I was like, "Oh, that is the Hal gene. That is scary." I see that too when your brother Mitchell,
Oh, yeah.
when
Yes.
he goes, "Oh," and then that smile comes on. Oh no, that's not happiness.
That's Charles.
That's I like this rage, so you better not. You better not. It might become bigger.
Yeah.
It's like do it. Do it.
It's so funny.
It's like I'm a chihuahua. Okay. But
The instigator.
yeah, but I was like I was like, what dog is like that where it's like a do it. Go ahead.
Yeah, the Chihuahua.
Guess so.
No, I feel like
Chihuahuas are just-
freaking loud.
Yeah.
But when it comes to it, once they like get hit or once they get yelled at,
They get quiet.
They get quiet. But there are dogs where they're just like waiting to see what
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what kind
you
of dog
do.
is that?
It's just
like, do it.
analyzing you. I don't know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
that might have been his role model, but
Who knows?
I don't know. My dad told me that a lot of guys back then, including your dad, because my dad and your dad are like,
Besties.
same group. Yes. But I am very fortunate they're besties though. It could go the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
They could have clashed.
Like
really
the other
bad.
day or whatever, I think I haven't even called or talked to my dad for a hot second. And then every time your dad sees me, he goes, "Have you talked to your dad?" And I was like, "No." And he goes, "I just texted him." And I'm like, "Okay." All right. And he goes, "I'm going to go fishing. I'm going to text him to see if he's coming." All right. Anyway, what I was saying was back then, in the 80s, it was like Jackie Chan. Like, everybody wanted
Yes.
that long hair.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to be able to fight and stuff
Yes.
like that. Yeah. So, I was just kind of
Yeah.
like...
I don't know. We don't really know our dad before Pastor Charles. Before
That's
the
why I'm
church.
telling you that he was
Yeah.
probably a fighter.
That's what I'm like. We don't know him because
He was probably a
was all
fighter.
in like a band. He was all doing this crap. So
Yeah, he
I
was
don't-
doing what my dad did.
Yeah, so I don't know.
That's the only thing I can remember was mom like, he would be flirting with all the girls, especially the do girls over there.
Yeah.
And everything.
Him and his broken English.
Yeah.
What do you mean? In his
We'll look at her and be like, really? He's like,
Like-
yeah. Trying to be all like
Because
the
mom would
women's-
say like
women's
he
guy.
go and talk
to
to
flirt.
girls, especially with like the African American girls. And then I'm like, in his broken English, because y'all came over like around what 1920 ish.
Remember, but he says that he came
1920?
in his like
When they
early
were
teens.
age.
Oh,
wise.
19, oh, 'cause I was like 1920s.
Because
okay.
mom graduated Nathan Hale at 21, and then Elsa had Michelle. I think after. During
What?
during-
Nathan Hale is high school.
Yeah,
It was
that's what I told
21?
mom. I was like, when did you graduate high school? And she's like, when I was 21. And I was like, but you had Michelle when you were at 21. And she goes, yeah, I know. And I was like,
I
oh.
didn't know she had a. Wait, did she finish schooling?
So did they
I
put her
think-
in the wrong?
I think they just probably came over and they probably just
Put her in school.
put her in school to finish maybe high school or whatever. Maybe she started at 18. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. But that's what she said. So
I'm
I
trying to
don't know.
imagine his
'Cause
broken
looking-
English.
Because looking at her graduation photo, I think it says 1987
Oh, I don't.
on it.
Oh, okay.
Imagine.
All I know when talking to Dad, I think he said that they brought him over here when he was like. He says like 12 to like 14
Also,
years old.
he might already have a good English then.
Because he had to translate for.
Oh, then maybe.
Yeah, because he said he had to
He still
translate.
has an
younger.
accent.
That's what it said in this broken.
Hey.
Sorry, all I'm thinking is Fez. That's all I'm thinking of from
so
that
wrong.
70s show. Yeah, that's
Imagine
all I'm
him trying
thinking
to
of.
flirt. Like
You know that's how he dressed back then. You've seen pictures.
Hey
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Hello,
that's what
lady.
I remember.
Yeah. Yes. That's probably how he did talk. Because back then, that's how they talk to girls. You want to have some good time? You're free to have some good time this
Yeah.
Saturday?
So we don't know my dad before Pastor Charles.
I think he was a hoe,
And
but
so that's yeah, because I think every time like we'll try to talk to him about it, he doesn't really want to like
He doesn't want to say anything about it.
talk about it. All we know is that he was in the band and that he liked to go and sing songs about like I'll meet you in hell kind of thing. We'll reunite in hell.
whoa.
That's what he said. And then he turned his life around and he's a pastor now.
I mean, he does say that his friends that he hung out with would do like smoke and all that stuff like, when he hung out with them. So I don't know
That
if
was
that
normal
would
back
say
then, though.
they'll smoke and they'll do like drugs and stuff.
Oh, do drugs. Well,
yeah,
I don't know about that, but I know
because that's
that
what he says about the friends like that were in his band too.
Yeah.
Yeah, until your little phone got a hold of him.
yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
Wow.
But like I said, yeah, we don't know that version of Dad before he.
Kind of want him to like let us
Convert it
know
over.
one day, cause I want to know.
Yeah, because the only thing he told me was he came over with his brothers. His brothers ended up going to his mom up north, and
Yeah.
he was moved down to Illinois to help translate. Is what he said.
I
That's
still
why he was
understand
separated.
what is this whole.
That's all he told.
The lore for your family is like, I feel like your family's lore is weird because why did your parents get segregated from their family?
My dad?
Yeah, and your mom. Like for the rest, like there's for some reason they're plucked away. Like
Oh, like
they're always
on both
purposely?
sides?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like they were not really abandoned, but like they just
exiled.
weren't really cared for.
Yes, kind of like pushed aside.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised that they were the ones who actually talked back, and that's what we.
That's why.
that's probably
that's
why
probably why we
going.
like
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're probably like, that one talks a lot. Exile them. Little did they know. Exile, thank God. They
Yeah.
probably were like, thank God I don't have to deal with them. But anyway,
Yeah, and again, they figured it out on their own, so therefore they get mad at us when we figure it out on our own.
And so why are you gonna get mad? That's exactly what you did. You know,
I don't know.
you should be proud. Not mad at us. Dang.
proud for keeping the tradition alive
Yeah.
of talking back.
That we that we're smart. That we can think for ourselves.
Yeah. We have individuality
Yes.
that not a lot of people like us.
Then what about me? What am I?
You should be proud.
What should he be proud of? I just talk back. I haven't fought any OGs yet. Almost did. I didn't, allegedly. Okay. if anybody is heard falling down near me, they tripped. I'll be like, you seen that, Melissa? She ran into my foot.
That happened to me sticking out.
Yeah.
No, I was stretching.
That'll be the excuse. We were stretching. But sorry, this kind of went off on a tangent, but it kind of went, close
Full
to,
circle?
close to, feeling two feelings at the same time and things like that. So yeah, just wanted to talk a little bit on that again. Still on my little journey of finding myself again, just like how everybody else is right now. And so
And the important thing is to just feel it
yeah,
and not push it away, because like it is really easy to just be like, I don't like this at all. I don't want to
Yeah.
think about this. But it's kind of like, no, let me think about it and see where it takes me, because then you do feel better.
yeah, because again, feel your feelings, but don't let it consume you, and you are not your feelings. Okay, those are some big lessons that I've been learning, that you're not your feelings. Okay, feel them, but let them go like waves.
Good
okay?
job.
Yes.
Remember years ago you were like, I don't know how to feel my feelings, and now you do.
Yeah, like I don't know what it is, but like not lately, but like maybe these past couple years, I've been crying a lot, and I'm like, the hell? is
That's all
wrong
the
with you?
suppressed shit that you
Yeah, I'm just like
bottled up.
Michelle
What is
said,
going on with
take
you?
that Miralax and let it out.
Yes. Like, for real. I'm telling you, man. The reason why you've been crying a lot is because of all those other years that you
Bottled up.
bottled it up.
Rushed it in the rug.
All her bottled up rage.
Yes, for real.
She's like those kids that like they get so angry and red, and then they start to tear up, and then finally they're crying.
Yes.
That's what she is.
That's probably why I cried a lot as a kid. I was a crybaby because I would get angry, I would get angry, so therefore the tears would come out. People always hated seeing that because like, you cry too much.
Oh, it
You
made them,
crybaby.
it's because it made them uncomfortable.
I know.
Yeah.
That's all.
No, crying made me strong. Crying is the reason why I started to rebel and like look for my own self.
Yeah.
Forget you lit liquor. I'm going. Yeah, I know. That's what Michelle was saying.
Oh my god.
Yes.
But yeah, sorry to wrap it up again. It's okay to feel two feelings at the same time. It's normal. It's human. Feel it, let it go, kind of thing. And it just means that you're growing as a person if you're able to feel multiple feelings at the same time. As I told my friend, life is not white and black. There's a lot of gray areas. There's ebbs and flows to life. And so it's okay. It's all going to be okay. So I hope you guys have a wonderful rest
Hold on,
of your
wrap this up
day.
with- in my dad's 80s pose.
Oh my god.
They can't see your knee, but
Yeah.
My knee's right here.
Go watch the YouTube video to see Anna's pose.
not even just take a picture.
I'm ready.
But I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, the weekend, rest of this year. As Anna says, don't let those oppressors kill
Your dreams.
your dreams, your children, anything in your mind. Don't let them get away with it. So live your life, be happy, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.